Welcome to next episode of Founder Talks. Today I'm with Alina, and Alina is going to share a bit about her journey of Inaron. So I want to welcome you, Alina, to Founder Talks, and I would like to ask you if you can just share a brief intro about who you are and what your startup does, basically.
Okay. Hi, my name is Alina. I'm originally from Romania. I live in London right now. I am basically the founder of InnerOn, which is a social system for human fulfillment, mostly for human relationships, for kinship and friendship. Who I am besides that? It's very difficult for me to define myself, I think. I always say that I am all and nothing. I am a human. I am coming, professionally speaking, from B2C unicorns and decacorns. So I am an operator, but a lot of people are like, what is an operator? Well, we just do a bunch of things when there is a lot of crisis and the company is growing globally. So this is what I did for the last 10 years. I am a hard believer in B2C and consumer tech. That's why I'm building in consumer tech as well. And yeah, on a personal level, I guess I'm just a human being trying to merge different things and win at life in both ways, professionally and personally. Um, I like to travel a lot. I like to do hybrid sports, all kind of sports. Actually, I don't think I could survive life without doing some movement and some sports. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty much like normal, just like any other human being.
Nice, yeah. I can basically agree on that. Like, I think we met maybe a year ago, something like that. And we started off building a clickable prototype for Inaron. And we were on a bunch of calls at that point. I know that you, for one call, you joined from Romania. The next call, you told me like I'm in Morocco now. So this is the time zone. Okay. Then the next call, I think you were in Lisbon, in Portugal, something like that. So I know that you're constantly moving and that you like that. So but that's cool.
And now I'm in Paris, by the way. So I
Yeah.
live in London, but I'm in Paris for the Inner On event, which probably we're gonna have the chance to discuss about.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, but your story is fascinating. But I would love to hear basically what is the stage of the startup where you're at? Not. I mean, you can. I know that it's at the idea stage, right? You're building it in public, but can you just share a few sentences there? Well, like, what is the stage and what is next, basically in terms of the stage for you?
So most of the time, the way I talk is freely and a little bit more unconventional, but to fit it in a box and in a category, I'm just gonna say Inner On is at a pre-seed stage from a business perspective. From a technical perspective, it's still at prototype, but with traction. The way I'm building the traction is basically by replicating in real life what could happen on the app. So I have events that I'm hosting in London and in Paris, and I'm hosting in Paris more just because the first one had a really great feedback, and I'm slowly building community here as well. But I actually hate the word community. I think right now it's overused. Um, and I think what I'm doing is just bringing people together and making them have interesting conversations by discovering themselves. I told you, I'm almost acting in these events the way AI would act on the app. It's just that I can't scale myself to
Yeah.
everyone. Um, and I think what happens in these events is almost 20% what could happen with the app, because on the app, there will be more features developed for relationship building and, as I told you, relationship repairing, intimate kinship. So always one-on-one or groups, but never more than 5 people connected in the same time. So it's almost connection done in a way that it's much more intentional, rather than how social media platforms were built so far. But in fact, Inner On acts like a social network. It's just operated and engineered in a completely different way that social media does it. And people are able to be themselves, and they are not depending their status based on their image and pictures, but based on how they function as human beings. So if you're an extrovert, if you're an ambivert, if you're more of an introvert, how do you deal with conflict, how you communicate, all of these things that are very important in social setups. So everything is built based on social intelligence. And yeah, from a technical perspective, we are in prototype stage with traction while we are building community, while we are building the branding. So I think everything is rolling in the same time.
Yeah. It does, but it's in a good way. Like I like that you mentioned like building in community because I think you kind of took it to the next level. You know, like I know a lot of founders that are building in community as well, like building in public. I mean, and it's usually falls down into building on social networks. But how many events did you visit in last couple of months?
Uh, Not the ones that I'm organizing with Inner On.
Yeah, exactly.
The ones outside. So I moved in London in March. I in 6 months, but I don't think I started going to networking events immediately. So I would say in 4 months I've been to around 200 and something, more than 230 events. And I mean, it's been crazy. I told you it was like 3 events in the same day at the same time. So I was trying to make it up. So I had to develop even a system for how I do these things. And it's funny because now that I say this, I'm realizing that I'm just good at building systems for humans to function, even including myself. I don't know if I function normally, but
It's debatable for all of us, so yeah.
but yeah, basically, it's been more than 200
Crazy.
events in 4 months, and I haven't skipped any. Or if I did, I don't know, it's maybe five, or something like a very low number. Um, and it's been crazy. And I think just by attending these networking events, I realized that networking is not fun, and I can do it better, but not name it networking because, again, Inner On is about intimate connection, done in a way where people really connect. And I think I also got inspired from networking events. Um, I told you, even pitching Inner, because I do think in the beginning I didn't have, I don't think my mind was clear what is the right way to pitch Inner, so I was trying different ways. Whereas now, again, I know it's just a social system for human relationships. Where does that fit in industry? I told you is at the intersection of social network, relationship tech, AI as well. So it's at an intersection of many different niche industries, and me merging it in one. But yeah, I think you learn, even though networking is not, it's not great, but that's the thing. I think that's the whole point in doing this, is that some of the things you're not gonna like doing, and but you still have to do it, and you still have to go with open heart, that you're gonna learn even from someone that is almost surface level talk, and they are telling you the same thing that you heard I don't
Yeah.
know 100 times, and they think they are special, but it's like I heard it from 100 people already, and you use the same buzzwords, which is fine. I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not against that, but it's not gonna connect. It's not gonna connect me. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna feel that you are an interesting human being, even though I am sure you might be. But you know, the discussions are meant to go in a certain way when you go to big networking events. So I do understand this is how things were created, and I also understand that I have the power to also shift the discussions. If the other person is also open, because you can try and they will still give you the same surface level answers.
Mm.
If that
Okay.
happens, I always say I almost work like I treat networking like speed dating. So
Mhm.
if I feel like I'm not connecting in that discussion, and I'm not learning anything new, or I don't feel like I'm gonna be able to, maybe, I don't know, like hear each other in a one-on-one coffee, which for me that is the goal of networking.
Mhm.
I said it once. For me,
Yeah.
with networking is having at least three connections. What I mean by three connections is three people that I would gladly, and they would be gladly, not me trying to all the time message them, have a one-on-one.
Mm.
So it's almost like you don't have to work too much after it, because you already formed a connection, and
Mhm.
then you're just gonna meet because both of you see opportunities in whatever it might be, building something, a partnership together, or learning something from that person, or getting introduced to someone, or whatever. uh,
Mhm.
so
Definitely. I like that. Like, I mean, it's fascinating the number of events, but yeah. Let's talk about like briefly. What is the like from your point? Like you're still at the stage of building the product, right? So next stage is building the product. But in your journey so far, what was the key kind of challenge, or if you need to label only one key challenge that you have faced so far, what would that be?
um, the challenge is that this is a big like Inner On is a very extremely big ambition, and I don't think I realized when I started building the concept and understanding what I'm trying to build and what I'm trying to do with Inner On. And because it's a big, um, yeah, it's a big product, it's an ecosystem. That means that I also need to be backed by the right ecosystem behind me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if I have to pick one, that is the challenge,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a spectrum, right? It's extremely big. So for that, I will need different plugs for Inner On to keep building and be an ecosystem. But to build an ecosystem, you need to be backed by institutes, the right angel investors as well. So I would say, yeah, this is the biggest challenge. It's building in B2C models
Mm-hmm.
or consumer tech, whatever we want to name it, um, in an era where most financials, most financials go into B2B. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not guilt tripping anyone. I understand it's less risk with B2B. I completely understand.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, that's what building something big or investing in something based more on progressive and future thinking is about. It's risky. Um, so I think it has many components. It's the timing. It's also AI, which takes over everything.
Yeah.
And I'm not someone to position Inner On as a AI product, even though it does have, but it's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that is the biggest challenge, is having a very complex product that is an ecosystem, and
Mm-hmm.
finding the right ecosystems to to build it with.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
need people for B2C. That thing, I just need more people, more institutes, more early adopters, more like everything. It's basically more massive than B2B. With B2B, maybe you sign two pilots or two contracts, right? And that's enough. Whereas for B2C, it's completely different, but not impossible. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just an obstacle. So I just have to endure. And yeah, I thank myself that I was smart enough to save money in the past. But of course, that is not forever.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I like that you label like yourself like the product is not the AI. We always talk with founders that we are building products where we talk with founders and we tell them like it's the goal of AI is not just to include the AI. It's to try to resolve some critical challenges that you have within your industry through the use of AI within your product. So I like that you label that, and I know that you're basically using the sweet spot of basically AI what you need in order to resolve the challenges. So I like that. And I wanted to ask you from your journey so far, also what is the lesson that you would like to share? Basically, what you can learn for other founders that are just starting out. What is that one lesson that you would like to share based on your journey so far?
For founders that are more early stage than prototype and traction and being in public, I think I have two things, if I can say two things.
Yeah, of course.
One is don't stay in stealth mode for too long because nobody talks about it, but that's overthinking. It's not actually being in stealth productively.
Hmm.
It's you overthinking about the idea or if you're the right one. You're gonna figure out if you are the right one by doing it. And second is it's almost like contradictory to what I said, but don't tell, it's a spectrum of things. Don't tell people immediately as you are like, oh, I'm doing something,
Hmm.
especially if it's innovative, whatever innovative means, because I feel like
Hmm.
that's also like subjective. But if it's, let's say, if it has a shift, or if it's not something replicated easily, you just
Hmm.
see a need and you replicate it. It's something that you are trying to build almost from scratch, or almost shift the entire industry or whatever problem. I think if it's in that scenario, also don't tell people too soon because people will not understand. And before you build that confidence, you will already doubt yourself because you went too fast, almost telling everyone what you're doing.
Yes.
Um, and again, this is subjective. I think these are subjective recommendations. I don't think they're advices. It worked for me. I was not very quick to tell people what I was doing, but I also admit that I had moments where I was in stealth in different stages because I was in two different stages in stealth mode. And the second one, I think it was more overthinking.
Hmm.
Like I think we met maybe more than 1 year ago, and then
Hmm.
a few months I was in stealth mode, and I felt like that was the moment that I started doubting myself and the idea,
Hmm.
and it was overthinking. But again, there is no right balance. But I'm just saying, I think it's always best if it's more new, or a new model or a new system or whatever it is. It's more of a new product. Don't people too quickly because they will doubt. And if you don't have enough base, enough foundation, why you doing this, where are you going, not you don't have to know 10 years from now on or how that is going to be developed, but you still have to build some strong foundation
Hmm.
around, yeah, why you're doing this and why this could work, even though maybe people don't understand. um,
I agree. I felt the same. Like when I started Scala, basically it's I knew that I'm not going to start an outsourcing agency or dev agency. So we're not going to be just one another dev shop or outsourcing shop out there. So, but it took some time to kind of understand who we are, or better know, like from the go, you think you know who you are, and you know what you want to build and what team you want to form and what kind of products you want to build, whatever your goal is. But uh, telling that to people is different story. So it feels like that some time need to pass for you to be able to express yourself and express what you're building and express your product in a way that is satisfying to you, and that when you say, okay, listening to yourself, okay, that is what I'm building, and that is what I'm building, and that is who am I, and that is what kind of audience I want to achieve. So I think that you're spot on, like being in stealth mode until the point where you're able to vocalize that, and then being in public as much as possible, spreading the word of what you do and who you're building, putting aside some niche, like innovative thing that you're telling, and something that are requiring a bit more, are a bit more deep tech, I dare to say, or something like that. Cool, but yeah, I like the advice, and I fully agree with that. Okay, so before we close today's Founder Talks, Alina, I would love to, if you can just share briefly what you're working on next, and maybe give a quick shout out or call to action if you want, of what is next for Inner, and basically what do you want, what do you need in this stage?
Yes, of course. I'm gonna look straight in the camera at you guys.
Yeah.
So I have three things. I'm not gonna give up one because there are three things we have to build like in the same time, multiple directions, right? So if you are an angel investors, or if you are a smaller VC that invests in pre-seed and you can lead the round, let's talk. Should I say the whole story of what Inner On is about, or should I just...
If you feel it would be beneficial, do your thing.
Yes. Well, but I'm assuming people already listen to the podcast.
Yes, exactly.
I think people will connect the dots. If they don't connect the dots, I think they're not right for me.
Yeah, exactly. I can share in the post also, so they will know.
Exactly, as investors. The second thing is definitely early adopters, not only for the tech app, but also for the events. Right now, I'm organizing events in London and in Paris. So if you're in London or you're in Paris, check out inneron.com. And the third one, I forgot the third one. So it was investors, early adopters. And I had 3 failures with the tech co-founder. Inner On is a social system. I am a solo founder, and I will go as a solo founder for as long as it's needed. But I think it's always best when you build with a team, especially when it's such a big ambition. So if you are someone that is very interested in, well, I'm not going to say only social networks, because it's not only about that, but I'm going to say if you're interested or passionate in anything, building an app that is very much like data driven and heavy data driven, rebuilding, rewriting even LLMs, and basically doing things differently from what already has been done with AI. Yeah, let's talk. I guess I will be tagged right in the post.
Yeah, exactly.
And for anyone that wants to find out more about what Inner On is about, inneron-on.com basically. But that's gonna be put right. So
yeah, exactly. No worries. So investors, early adopters, and technical co-founder, if someone is aligned with the vision and the direction of the product. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Lena. It was great having you today for Founder Talks. Looking forward to the next one as well, and looking forward to see where Inner On is going to go, because I like the product and I like your vision, and I think there are great things ahead of you and Inner On. And I just see that we have a matching hoodies. We didn't agree for this before the call, so yeah. We didn't agree on this, so just so people know.
Yeah, we're gonna keep in touch for sure, but in 5 years for sure, Inner On is gonna be global. I have this feeling.
Definitely. I believe in that too. Awesome. Thanks, Alina.
Thank you. Bye.